scientists, are you ready? Ready to learn about gravity. That's what we're learning about today. We are learning about gravity. You're learning about gravity with Miss Tammy and Miss Elisa, who's down here working the camera.
Hello.
Through Armed Services YMCA, we are coming straight to your living room to teach you about gravity, which is a super important thing that exists in our world. So if you are here and you would like for us to address you directly, or you have questions, or you just want to say, hey, I'm here, really put on the show, then go ahead and go in the comments and let us know that you're here. I'm super excited about this topic. I feel like I'm excited about every topic, but I'm very excited about the topic of gravity because we're also going to be covering a little bit of density, and that experiment is super fun and also really, really weird. So I hope you guys are ready for that. It's going to be very like ASMR because we're going to be using a lot of different liquids and things for that. But either way, I am excited to have you guys here with us learning about gravity. And while we're waiting for some more friends to come in, just really quickly going to go over what we usually go over in the end, but that we will be here on Tuesdays and Thursdays for Operation Little Learner. If you have any toddlers who you might need a break from, you could just plop them down in front of the TV where they're going to learn about their numbers and their colors and their letters with Miss Tammy or Miss Tiff or Miss Elisa or Miss Gigi or Miss Lucy. There's a bunch of us who are here and ready to help your toddler learn. Also, if you have a school-aged child who is currently doing virtual learning and you are at your wit's end with the insanity that is virtual learning, we are not at our wit's end, and we have room for elementary kids to come to our site to do virtual learning in our classrooms. So definitely go to our website or go to Facebook and just check out our page. It has all the information that you need. Plus, we have camps coming up if you just need to get them out of the house for Thanksgiving. Just send them our way. We'll have them run around. It'll be super crazy. And then we'll send them back to you, and then all you have to do is feed them, bathe them, and put them to sleep. It's, the best of both worlds. But anyways, let's get started. As always, we're going to start by talking about what makes a good scientist. But because I know you guys have been watching for a while, we're not going to really go through it as deeply as we usually do, because I know you guys are all great scientists. Being a good scientist is all about asking questions and making observations. Like, why did the camera jump out at us? And I observed that there were some programs that were not running correctly. And that is being a good scientist. It's having those questions and making those observations to slowly make those theories come to life. Next, a good scientist does experiments. So a good scientist is going to do experiments to understand why things are happening the way they are, or to test their guesses and their theories. A good scientist makes good guesses, and not just good guesses, but a guess in general. Guesses can be right, guesses can be wrong, as long as you make a guess and you try. A good scientist takes measurements. Today we are not doing any measurements, but every now and then we will do measurements so that we can document what's going on. A good scientist is safe and asks for help. For our experiment today, where we are working on density, we will be using some chemicals that you do need an adult to help you with. So please make sure that you ask for an adult or get an adult before you do these activities, so that we can make sure that we are being safe. Next, a good scientist wonders about the world. A good scientist looks around at the world around them and asks those questions. Why is it that when I jump, I come back to Earth and I don't float straight off to the moon? Why is it that the sky is blue? Why did I drive through a giant cloud this morning to get to work? Those are wonders of the world.
Why is this room filled with spiders? That's what I want to
know. Oh, don't say that. I don't like spiders. Okay. A good scientist makes predictions. I predict that eventually, somewhere down the road, there will be a spider that can fly. No. Will I ever want to see it? No.
No.
But I'm predicting it will happen. Okay. A good scientist uses their 5 senses, which are sight, smell, hearing, taste, and touch. Today we will be using almost all of them except for taste. We are not going to be consuming, which is a really fancy word for eating or drinking. We will not be consuming anything that we are making or mixing today. So please make sure we're not putting anything in our mouths. We have no need to taste anything.
Yeah.
And most important, a good scientist never gives up. Like me and Miss Elisa, we never gave up when the camera dropped out and we had technical difficulties. We came right back. We figured out the problem by making a good guess, observing what was going wrong, and then making predictions about what it is that we could fix, and then fixing it. It's all about follow through. Just try, and that'll make you a great scientist. So, let's get started. So, we are learning today about how gravity pulls things down. Gravity does not pull things up. It's just like the saying, everything that goes up must come down. And it's all because of gravity. Gravity is an invisible force that pulls us back down to the ground. That's why when you jump, you always come back down. It's because of gravity. So inside of our atmosphere, we have the earth. And these little arrows here are the invisible force that keeps us from just floating off into space. And it's called?
Gravity.
Gravity. So gravity is what keeps us from floating away. But, and I'm sure some of you are thinking this, balloons float, and they float all the way up into the sky, and they don't come down. Now, that's only in certain situations. For example, I, myself, have a balloon, and I'm going to blow it up because I want to make a point. So, that is a weird looking balloon. It's like a pear. Ugh, it felt weird. Now, my balloon is filled with my breath. And when I throw it up, it comes back down. Why? Because of gravity. But if you have a balloon that you fill with helium, helium is lighter than air, and therefore it floats. And that's why your balloon floats, woo, instead of comes back down to earth when you use helium. But if you're using your breath like Miss Tammy, then when you throw your balloon, it will try to come back down because of gravity. Story time. There was a man. His name was Sir Isaac Newton. He wanted to make a scientific discovery that was going to be so amazing that everyone was going to be like, "Woo, Sir Isaac Newton, you're amazing." And so he went on a stroll. And when he was on his stroll, he then got tired because he didn't hydrate. So then he went to go lay under a tree. And when he laid under the tree, just like you, just like me, when we get comfy, we fall asleep. So Sir Isaac Newton went under that tree and fell asleep. And then you'll never guess what happened. Let me spill this tea for you real quick. What happened was something fell and popped him on the head. And he was like, what is going on? I was just trying to take a nap, and then out of nowhere, people are just throwing hands. But then he looked around, and there was nobody there. And he looked down at the ground, and next to him was a bright, shiny, red apple. And he was like, why is it, because he wondered about the world, why is it that this apple fell and done bonked me on the head while I was trying to get my relaxations on? And then he had a theory that there was some invisible force that made that apple fall down and bonk him on the head. And that's when he came up with the theory of gravity. He said to himself, Isaac Newton, Sir Isaac Newton, why would this apple just fall from this tree? It wouldn't. There was a force that brought it down out of the tree and made it bonk me on my head. And that force is gravity. And that's what keeps you and me and everyone down to the ground with our feet firmly planted on the ground. It is because of gravity. I know, amazing. Woo, best story time ever. I know. So then we move on to throwing things off of roofs. I myself enjoy throwing things off of roofs when it is safe and when it is for science. It's the only time. And that's with adult supervision and adult permission. So don't just go around throwing things off of roofs. You will get in trouble. So, in this experiment, we have in the blue a bowling ball. I don't know if you can really see it. It's a thing. So, we have a bowling ball, and then this green thing, I'm going to say it looks like an egg. I drew it, and I drew it to be an egg. It's just green for some reason, so it could be a lime. But for our purposes, it's an egg. So, we're going to say that we're on a 4-story building. And at the very top is Miss Tammy, right here, and Miss Elisa down there. You can't see her. And we're going to throw some stuff off a roof. We have 1, parental permission. We have 2, safety gear. We have 3, more parental permission and supervision. Because in this scenario, we are children. And I'm going to throw this bowling ball off of this 4-story building, and Miss Lisa's going to throw an egg. Now, which do we think is going to hit the ground first? The bowling ball or the egg? Take a second, think about it. Imagine bowling ball, imagine an egg. Remember how heavy or how light they are. And then we're going to throw them off the building. And which one's going to hit the target first? That was a great guess, but no, it's the bowling ball. The bowling ball is going to hit first. And honestly, it's not because of gravity. Gravity does play a factor, but they both fell at the same time. The only reason why the bowling ball hit first is because there's air resistance. So even though the bowling ball and the egg are falling down, there's air that's like, whoa, hold up. You're going too fast. But the bowling ball is like, I'm heavy. I'm coming down. You can't stop me. I'm a bowling ball. So the bowling ball, boom, hits first. The egg is like, I'm super light. They're stopping me. And so it comes down second. Because all of the air resistance is like, nope, hold up, nope, no you don't, egg, you are going too fast, nope, And so the egg hits second. The air resistance is like the security guards, and they're like, nope, or I guess they could technically be like the police. They're just like, whoa, slow down, you're speeding, stop it. And the bowling ball was too fast, he just went straight through, but the egg was going at a less of a rate, and it's a little bit smaller, so the cops were like, boom, you pull over. I don't know if that made sense, but it made sense to me, so, hopefully it made sense to you. Now, moving on to our experiment is, we're just really falling apart here today, and I hope that you're bearing with us. I think it's funny. When things happen, all you can really do is laugh, So,
it's a great time in here.
It's a great day. Things are just falling left and right. Anyways.
We're showing gravity.
And we were showing gravity. When things fall, they just go
all over.
With that sound. So, moving on, we're moving on to the second part of this, which is also part of gravity, but it's a different part of it, which is density. So, when you look at... Oh, it stuck to me. I'm sorry. It got stuck on me. Ugh.
Sorry, friends.
I'm sorry, guys. It's just...
Gravity in action.
Multiple times. We're really trying to figure this out. It's not the best situation, but we're here. And we're alive, and, we can only move up from here. Which is great, because this density experiment is going to be amazing. So, density is the weight of the liquids that you put out. So we're going to have this glass
Whoa.
vase, And inside we're going to put various liquids. Now the liquids that are more dense, which means that they're heavier, the gravity is going to pull them down to the bottom of this glass vase, right? Now the liquids that are less dense, which means that they're less heavy, are going to be closer to the top because they're coming down slower. The heavier ones, just like the bowling ball, gravity pulls the heavier down faster than it does the lighter. Yes, 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 yes. Here we go. I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. And of course, you are more than welcome to do this at home. If you would like to do it right now with me because you're super prepared and you have all the stuff that you need inside of your house, you're going to need a glass vase or a plastic clear container. And then you're going to need various liquids. For mine, I'm using... I've got some maple syrup because, you know, who doesn't love maple syrup? I've got some honey. I've got some baby oil because babies. It's made fresh from babies.
What?
I have some isopropyl alcohol, which is kind of like rubbing alcohol. So please make sure that you ask a parent before you grab this. Don't grab this on your own. I have some light corn syrup. Fun fact, I did hear that if you want to put syrup on your pancakes, but you don't want to use maple syrup, you can also use corn syrup. It's a lot less fatty, but probably not as delicious, let's be honest. I also have some vegetable oil. And I have some, wiggling off camera here. I have some vinegar. Now, some of these are clear. And because these are clear, I'm going to use one of my favorite things for all of science things. Food coloring. Miss Lisa, do we have food coloring
Yes.
in our science bin here? We have a whole science setup. I wish I could show it to you guys. It's actually pretty cool. Thank you.
Awesome.
And also, because it does the body good, we're going to throw some milk in there. I know how much you guys love milk. So before we get started, what we're going to do is we're going to take some cups and we're going to pour our stuff into the different cups. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things. So I need 8 cups.
8 cups.
Miss Elisa's not paying attention.
I wasn't.
Obviously. You're supposed to be here with me, man. Okay, so I have 8 cups. Bum ba da bum. In my first cup, I'm going to put our maple syrup. Ooh.
I have a question.
Yes.
So if you're doing this experiment, can you use any liquid or do you have to use certain kinds of liquids together?
No, you can use any liquid. Any of them at all. It's just going to, the way that it gets layered in the glass is going to depend on whether or not it's more dense or if it's less dense than the other liquids inside the vase. It's easier to explain once I start pouring things in, so just bear with me.
Oh, like that one time we did the Red Bull milk experiment.
Like when we did the Red Bull milk experiment. Oh, that one still
That
makes my
one.
tummy turn.
Yep, I
Let's
love
go,
that one.
honey. Honey, honey, how he thrills me.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I'm a big Mamma Mia fan. Like, let's just... Oh, goodness. This one is just like... Ugh. And this is also why the liquids just don't go floating around the room like crazy people. It's because of gravity.
Woo!
This honey is really hard to get out of here. I hope you guys are enjoying all the effort that I'm putting into this because it's rough. It's really it's like a workout. Oh god. I hope you the facials in this. Just zoom in on my vicious. Okay, I think that's all the honey we're getting out of there. Okay. Next we have baby oil. Baby oil is clear, so I think we should put some colors in there. Oh, I almost mixed baby oil with honey. Oh, Beep, 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 beep. Ugh.
Wait, you mix baby oil and honey?
I almost did.
Oh.
It smells amazing. It kind of like reminds me of like when you hold a newborn baby. It just smells so adorably delicious.
What?
Babies smell delicious.
She's a witch.
Whoa! And then for the baby oil, I think because I think that babies are adorable, and my favorite color is yellow, I'm gonna put yellow in the baby oil so that we can have yellow baby oil.
That looked like pink for a bit.
You know what? I think you need to get your eyes checked. Just throwing that out there.
Hey, I have glasses. I'm offended.
I'm offended.
I'm offended.
Okay, next we have white vinegar. Now, around your house, you might see this. It's not something that you want to drink. Sometimes your parents will use it to clean. You guys have probably used it to do the volcano experiment. When it reacts with baking soda, it makes like a foaming, which we did in one of our earlier episodes, so definitely go check that out. For our vinegar, because it's disgusting and we don't want to eat it or drink it, we're going to turn it green because we want to remember that it's not something that we put in our mouths, so we're going to make it a really disgusting color, which is green. Okay, moving on, we have our corn syrup. I don't know why I said it that way. It just felt right. Oh, I can't open it. No. Corn syrup, why? Ugh. It's really stuck on there. Ugh. Okay, I'm going to give this to Miss Lisa. She's going to try to open it while I move on to something else. Vegetable oil.
Oh, wow, you weren't kidding.
So we have vegetable oil. This is used... you'll probably know it more so for being used to make like French fries.
Yum, 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 yum.
Or like to fry things. Like I use it to fry fish.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It's delicious. I'm gonna change it to orange. Because, you know, why not?
Orange, you glad?
That's actually really cool. I'll have to show it to you guys. But because the vegetable oil is a different elasticity than the coloring, it just kind of took all of the food coloring and turned it into like little bubbles of food coloring, which is actually really cool. Next, the corn syrup that Miss Elisa opened because she's superhuman.
Thank you. Don't tell them that. They can't know the truth yet.
Yet. Ugh.
Ooh.
Blech.
Put that on your pancakes.
Blech. I mean, it does have the same like elasticity as like maple syrup, but it looks similar to me. And we're gonna make this one brown because we want it to look kind of like maple syrup. So we're gonna throw some drops in there. Whoa! Sorry, I wish I could show it to you guys. It's actually really cool. It didn't like directly mix. It just kind of made its own layer on top of the corn syrup. Yeah, now it's mixing, but before it made like a layer. Next time. Or if you try it at home, you can definitely see it. Which one have I not done? Oh, isopropyl alcohol. Again, this one is something that you should not do without an adult because it's not something that children should be playing with or using. And if you are going to have it, it's because an adult is with you. Do not ever use this on your own because you are a child and should not be touching it. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Because I want to show how dangerous this is, I am going to turn it bright red so that everyone knows it's not to be messed with. Here we go. Red. Whoa, looks like blood. And then lastly, milk. Our milk comes in a bag. Why? Because we're cool like that.
Cool cats here.
I wonder if anything will mix with the milk and it'll just like come out looking real weird. Ooh! That's like right to the top. Oh. Beautiful. Miss Lisa, can you guys away from me, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And milk we're just going to leave white because you know what it looks like. Now, I'm just going to really quickly mix some of these because they need to be mixed. Whoa. And then this one needs to be mixed. Oh, I can barely mix it. Ew! Ew! Ow! That's nasty. This one is the corn syrup that I turned brown, and it's just really thick and like looks kind of like wax. Okay, and then we have, so if you look here in our vegetable oil, it didn't fully mix because the vegetable oil is just not the same consistency as it. So it'll just continue to turn them into smaller balls of food coloring. Okay, and then we have the baby oil, which also didn't mix. It's yellow and it
it's at the bottom this time.
just didn't mix. So I'm gonna see if we can get it to mix. It doesn't look like it's gonna mix.
No.
It's because it's an oil.
It looks like an egg.
It does kind of look like an egg. Okay, now so that we can get a better shot of what's about to happen, I'm gonna have Miss Elisa put this at desk level. Is that a saying? Desk level?
Desk level.
Need it at desk level. So what we're going to do is we're going to layer these liquids into our glass. Now, if the liquid moves to the bottom of the glass, then it is heavily, like very dense and a very heavy liquid, so it's going to stay at the bottom. If it moves up, then it's a less dense liquid, and depending on where it is on here, it'll tell you if it's a less dense all the way at the top or a very dense all the way at the bottom. So I think just to be on the safe side, we should start with something that's super dense, like honey. So we're going to just pour the honey in here. Oh, goodness gracious, look at this honey. Honey, honey, honey. Ah, it's just really thick, and you can tell something is very dense based on how easy or how hard it is to like mix with it. So like honey is really sticky and really goopy, and that makes it very, very, very dense. So we're gonna make that our bottom area here. Whew. Sticky. I feel like Winnie the Pooh because I have honey.
Honey, honey.
Ooh. Okie dokie. Next, Miss Lisa, would you like to pick a cup 1 through 7?
3.
3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to do le milk.
Ooh, milk.
Hopefully it doesn't go everywhere.
Whoa. It's like making little pouches in the honey.
Now the milk, as you can see, is a less dense liquid because it's on top of the honey. Okay, Russian roulette. Woo woo. I'm going to choose, I think this is the cornstarch. It's real thick. Look at that. Ew, it's turning our milk brown, and not in a good way. It's not like chocolate milk brown. It's just really disgusting brown.
But it looks like it, and if I believe hard enough, it will be chocolate milk.
Just don't drink it. Okay. So as you can see, because we have this new brown layer here, it's really hard to see. But there's 3 layers now. We have a brown layer right here, which is our cornstarch, and then we have this layer of honey, which is more dense, it's at the bottom, and then we have our milk, which is the least dense so far. Now we're gonna move on. Miss Lisa, pick a number.
6.
Between 1 and 5. I should have been more specific.
Yeah, 4.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. Now we're moving on to our, I think it's vegetable oil. Oh, that looked gnarly. Oh.
Ew. The egg.
Ew. So this is our vegetable oil. It is less dense than all the other things we put in so far, which is why it went straight to the top level. But like I said earlier, because of the lack of, or because the food coloring is water-based, and our vegetable oil is, of course, oil, it won't fully mix. So we have this huge layer of just like bubbles of food coloring, which is just real nasty. Okay, I'm going to move on to our green, which is for disgusting. Vinegar. I smelt it. That's how I knew it was vinegar. Okay, here we go. Vinegar. Where are you coming up, man? Where are you coming up? Where's our vinegar? Oh, it's like weirdly mixing with our milk layer, which is nasty. Ooh.
This looks like abstract art.
It does kind of look abstract art. Oh, goodness.
Oh, the milk's pushing it above it.
It is definitely less dense than our vegetable oil, but it is more dense, or less dense than our milk and more dense than our vegetable oil, which is why it's like in this middle section here. It looks really nasty. I hope none of you have eaten because it definitely looks kind of gnarly. Okay, Miss Lisa, 1 through 3.
1.
1. We are now doing the baby oil. Baby oil. Okay, let's see where it goes. Baby oil. Ooh.
Oh.
It's doing this really interesting bubbling thing that I find really intriguing. But it looks like it's separating. Oh, now it looks like eggs.
Ooh, eggs.
Ooh, eggs.
But it looks like it's going on top of everything.
Yes. So that would mean that it's less dense than our vegetable oil. It's actually looking really cool. Really nasty, but really cool. Okay, next I'm going to put in our maple syrup, which probably should have gone in a lot earlier, but here we go. Actually, I'm going to do it on this side. Oh, it went straight down.
Ew, it's breaking through all the other materials.
Because it's a very dense liquid, so it's probably going to go straight towards the bottom. But I don't know if honey is more dense, or if the maple syrup is more dense, or if the corn syrup is more dense. We're definitely going to have to shine a light through all of these when we're done to figure out where it landed.
Yeah.
And our last layer is our isopropyl alcohol, which we labeled with all red because we wanted to make sure that everyone knew that this is something that should not be in your mouth. It should not go anywhere near you unless you have an adult. Now we're going to pour this one in and see where it goes.
Whoa.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, snapple.
It made like a little bubble. Whoa.
It did. Oh, goodness. It's going to break to the top. Where are we going here? It did make this really weird bubble on the side. Which is really cool. I wonder if I can get it. Ooh. So I'm going to see if Miss Lisa can pull in on this a little bit more. But you can see where some of the liquids are kind of crossing over. And it looks like a whole new, like, world is like, being created here. You have, like, little droplets of the different types of, like, liquids in here. And they're kind of stuck in this middle section, almost like frozen in time. It looks even cooler from the back. Boom.
Oh, that's cooler.
It's like looking at the world, but in like liquid form. And if you look right here, we have some of the less dense liquids moving up towards the top because they're trying to get away. Because they're light liquids and they're not very dense, so they're moving towards the top, which is where they belong. That's why we have this thin layer of red here at the top, because that's a lot of the isopropyl alcohol moving up to the top. But overall, let me see if I can, Miss Lisa,
Yes.
can you pass me a phone with a flashlight? Because I think that'll make it easier to see all the different layers.
Yes, let me get this shot right here.
No worries. It does just kind of look like the different layers of the earth, which is really cool.
Do you need me to turn on all the lights?
It might help actually.
Yeah.
We're gonna try and turn off all the lights so you guys can see the different layers here. Whoa. Ooh, that's so cool. Sorry, Miss Tammy really lost it there for a second. It was super cool. So you can see right down here we have our honey layer. Sorry. Which is all the gold down here at the bottom. And then we have this layer of brown. So that would be the maple syrup down here right above. And then we have our corn syrup. We have our milk, which you can't even see the light through because the milk is so thick. And then we have our vinegar, which is the green. And then as we move up, you can see the red for the isopropyl alcohol. And then we have our vegetable oils. A lot of the oils just kind of seeped together, which is pretty cool.
Oh, it's creating cool lights in the background.
You know? And then if you look this way, it illuminates everything, which is pretty cool. There we go. Thank you, Miss Lisa, for letting us use your phone.
Is there a difference that you look at on the front?
Whoa. So that was our quick little lesson on density, like we talked about, and just to kind of review what we learned through this activity is that liquids that are more dense or are heavier are going to sink down to the bottom, and our liquids that are lighter are going to stay closer to the top. And part of that, the reason why they're moving down to the bottom, is because of gravity, because gravity pulls everything down. Bum, 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 bum. So once again, thank you guys so much for all joining us for this activity. We love seeing you guys here, and of course feel free to share, subscribe, or like our page, or click the notification button so that you can get notifications when we go live, especially on the times when we have technical difficulties and we have to pop back in really fast. It'll be easier for you to find us with your notifications set to let you know when we go live. So we will be seeing you this Friday with Miss Elisa, who's going to be doing her STEM class for 3rd and above. We hope to see you there. Bye!